Would you assess the running game after 3 weeks?
There's some good things and just some things I think we've got to be more consistent on. I think a little bit, Coach M, I think, would echo the same thing as just a little bit of inconsistency, but it was nice. I felt like we got some stuff going last week, and we're a little bit more efficient. But overall, I think just more consistency with execution of the technique, and I think we'll pop a couple more explosives.
I was going to ask if that's nitpicking or not, but it seems like the explosive aspect isn't quite what it's been the last couple of years.
Yeah, and they're probably a little bit less than we've had, but I think a lot of that, some of that, comes to downfield blocking or making a guy miss, or just different things. And hopefully, like I said, if we can clean up and be a little bit more consistent with our execution, our technique, then those things will pop for us.
How did you feel like, now that Musgrave isn't going to play for a while, how do you feel like, is it Jack Velling? I mean, he's going to probably get some action a little bit. How did you feel like he played Saturday?
Yeah, Jack, young guy, talented guy. It's just his kind of first go around, and I think each game is a really good opportunity for him, learning opportunity. And I thought he did some good things, and then there's some things on the film where he's got to clean up. And I think for him to just keep making jumps each week, I think you'll see him grow and be a major part of what we do as the season moves on.
How did you feel like Jake Overman kind of elevated himself to the number one option at tight end?
Yeah, Jake did a nice job. I thought he was pretty assignment sound and pretty decent with his technique last game. I think he caught one ball, and I think did what we asked him to do. And I think he's a kind of a veteran guy that knows what we're trying to do, and I look for him to kind of be one of the leaders in that room right now.
Who else do you feel like you've got at that position that can be that number two option?
The other guys would be JT Byrne and Gabe Milborn are the other guys that are rotating in there that we expect to maybe get in there and play as the season goes on.
How much of an emphasis this week are you putting on ball security against a USC defense that obviously has forced a bunch of turnovers, has a couple of pick sixes?
Yeah, I mean, ball security is a big deal every week for us. But yeah, they forced 10 turnovers or something through the first 3 games, and but that's a point of emphasis for us every week, and it'll be huge. I mean, it'll be huge this week.
How many building blocks do you feel like you're able to kind of glean from the film when you put up 68 points? I mean, when you're scoring on every drive, it's how nitpicky do you have to get after a win like that?
There's still a ton of stuff to clean up. I mean, we had a number of busts and things we could have done better, and but the guys stepped up and made some plays, and particularly on third down was good to see. But to stay on the field and keep some of those drives moving. But yeah, there was stuff all over the film that we need to clean up for sure.
Did you feel like that was your best offensive performance of the season when you kind of graded things out?
Yeah, I mean it was. Overall, it was our best. I mean, the guys we stepped up, and the biggest thing for us was we made some plays on third down and stayed on the field, and we're able to kind of create some explosives and did some nice things in the red zone. But yeah, overall, I thought it was our best. But still, I feel like we just still haven't put together that full game to where we've got a number of things that we can continue to clean up.
We're just blaring USC's fight songs. You don't always see that when you're at home. Why is that something important to kind of prepare for?
I don't know. I think it's some Coach Smith we've done. We played USC in the past with a lot of kids from Southern California, and you hear that. Their band will probably be in the stadium on Saturday, and I think it's just I don't know. It's just a kind of getting them ready to roll, and I don't know. I think the guys kind of had fun with it, hearing it, and you're gonna hear it a lot on Saturday.
Where do you feel like Anthony Gould is at? What do you feel like he's added to his game this year over a year ago?
I think Ant's to me is route running, and then I think he's made some plays on some contested balls that has been good to see. But to me, the thing that stands out is route running. He's always kind of had that speed to be able to separate down the field, but to be able to understand the route spacing, create some separation on some of those underneath throws. I think that's where he's kind of elevated his game, and he's done a nice job asking him to play on the outside.
Jonathan mentioned yesterday that what stands out about him is he's really tough. Any examples of how that where that shows up when he's practicing or playing?
I think it shows up in the run game for him and his blocking, and that's something that we really challenge those guys to be a big part of our run game, and that's where you kind of create some explosive plays. But yeah, I think to me that's where it shows up is consistency and detail in the run game and physicality that he's playing with to go out there. And then I just think it's in some of those 50-50 balls where it's one-on-one coverage and I'm going to go beat the guy across from me. He's done a nice job of winning some of those and going to go make a play on the ball. Yeah.
What was your impression of Providence Park as kind of a unique home environment for you guys last week?
It was fun. It was nice. It was packed. A lot of Beaver fans, and I think the guys had a lot of fun with it. But it was just a kind of a cool environment playing there downtown Portland, and like I said, good fan, good showing. It was loud. I mean, they stayed the entire game, and I think our guys had a ton of fun. Good environment.
Silas was a guy we heard about all camp. How encouraging has it been to just kind of see it translate to the games now in production?
Yeah, he made a ton of plays during camp, and yeah, we knew it would, and I think his role is going to continue to grow. We've got to continue to find ways to get him the ball, and he's a good football player, man. Fast, and it's been awesome to see him make some plays, and like I said, I expect that to grow as the season moves on.
Jim always seems like he's never quite happy with how everything's going, which is no surprise to you. How do you feel like the Lions progressed over 3 weeks?
I feel like we've definitely improved from the first game, but there's still a lot to work on. I think our technique could be a lot better, but it's gotten better from the first game, and I just hope to keep improving that through the season.
Is there one aspect where you guys really feel like has got to get going?
Like I said, I think this week we're just focusing on fundamentals. I don't know if it's anything in particular, but I think the small things matter the most because, we got really good dudes coming in this week, and I think fundamentals are going to be the key to winning this game.
How do you feel like you've adjusted to playing center after playing guard for quite a while?
It's sort of new, but again, coming in when I was a freshman after my first year, Coach M said I was going to play center. He had me practicing center for the past 4 years, so it's nothing really new, but it's sort of just more getting back to it, muscle memory.
Lindgren said you guys have blasted the USC fight song at practice in the past when you faced them. How much does that serve as a motivational tool for you guys?
Oh, I love it. I think it's great motivation. It's always playing in my head because we hear it all the time out there, so when we get out there and they bring their band out here, it's nothing new to us.
Is it nothing new to you, but does it start getting annoying after a while?
Oh.
Is it gonna? I mean, Saturday, do you think you're gonna get so tired of hearing about it, you're gonna want to shut them up, or?
I mean, yeah, but again, it's sort of like it's fun to us. Shit, we like it, it's fun. So we're gonna keep playing that, and just hopefully it's like a little boost for our motivation there.
How do you feel like you guys stack up against USC? I haven't seen much about their defense, but you've probably watched a little bit more than I have. How do you think you guys stack up?
They wear jerseys and helmets like us, so I think we can go out there and work our hardest and be able to beat them. So, yep.
As far as the run game goes, obviously the huge play, hasn't been as much of an element for you this year as it was last year. Do you feel like some of that starts on the line with creating holes, or what do you think is kind of missing there so far?
People want to stack the box against us, so I think it goes hand in hand. I think if we can be able to sell the run good, they're going to come down. If we can beat them deep, they're going to start playing soft, and we can go run down the field with them. So I think that's been our plan.
A few teams have changed more from year to year than USC, but does going on the road last year, breaking a long drought of winning in the Coliseum, does that give you guys any sort of confidence this week?
Oh yeah, we definitely going to go back, watch some of that film because the way we played that game was very was fun and physical, and I think we should be able to do that again.
Asking Jonathan about you yesterday, he mentioned toughness, and then Brian said it really shows up in the run game. Has that always been part of your game to block or out there on the run game, or is that something you had to really acquire once you got here to Oregon State?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've always had toughness in me. I used to wrestle, so it's kind of been just how I've been raised. But the run blocking, I'd say, is just mostly just learning technique. How we when I got here. But you're only as good as you play without the ball in your hand. So it's important to me that I get physical in the run game, and allow the backs to be able to make plays.
because people always think of you speed first.
Right.
Is that not really how you think of yourself?
I mean, I like to think I'm all around. I can do it all, but people gonna have their opinion of me regardless. So.
Are there any traits you think translates from wrestling to, I guess, what you do now?
I'll say the biggest probably toughness, like we just talked about. You got to be mentally tough. I don't know if you guys have ever wrestled, but that's a tough sport, especially because you're one-on-one. You have no one else to blame besides yourself if you lose. So I'd say just toughness is the biggest part of the translation to football.
You had a couple drops there in the first half against Montana State, and then you really turned around and had a great game. Was there something you told yourself or anything that really clicked and I'm not messing up again?
Oh, yeah, it's just on the next play and forget it. I mean, it was, it's frustrating. You go out there, you drop passes that you shouldn't be doing. I make that play every day. So just go out there, forget it, flush it, and just calm down and play my game.
You said after the game that you felt like the punt return game was going to be a big strength for you guys this year. How much of that is what you bring to the mix, and how much is the coverage and the blocking scheme that you have set up for you?
I mean, I think it's everybody. We had one last week, but a lot of people don't really see that 10 other guys on the field. We had 2 big blocks. Keeley had a big block, and John Miller had a big block. So everyone's just doing their job, and that allows me to do my job. So I think they got the trust in me, and I got the trust in them. So.
Now that you have the confidence of breaking, a couple of big returns off, how excited are you for the next opportunity where you don't have to stand there, wave your arm, take the fair catch, and you get some daylight in front of you?
I'm very excited. It's always fun when you get in the game. You can actually get a punt that you can actually do something with. Those are my first opportunities all year that I've really been able to actually get a punt and get loose. So I'm excited.
10 takeaways for USC. When people talk about turnovers, they tend to talk about the quarterbacks, but is there anything you guys can emphasize as a receiver room to kind of mitigate those turnovers?
Yeah, I mean, just play our ball. Just focus on ourselves. That's what we're focusing on all week, is just playing our brand of ball and doing what we do, and we should be all right.
How annoying is it hearing the USC fight songs playing at practice, and how much does that motivate you guys?
I mean, honestly, I don't even really notice it. I mean, when you locked in and trying to focus on the details and stuff, outside noise, I don't really notice it. So it's not bad for me.